This video will show you how to replace the inlet valve on a Somerton two-piece toilet. The Somerton is a unique model. It's a two-piece toilet that's really designed to look very much like a one-piece. It looks beautiful when installed, and this design-rich product with a fully skirted bowl can make installation a little trickier if you aren't familiar with the method. We've broken this video into chapters so you can watch the full thing or simply skip ahead to the parts you need. This is what you'll need for this repair. You'll need a new A1280 inlet valve and a new tank-to-bowl gasket. We've linked the part numbers in the description below. We would also strongly recommend replacing the braided supply line. If you're using a braided water supply line, they can become brittle over time, so removing it can make it crack. We suggest that you replace the water supply line if you're doing maintenance to your toilet. For the price of a supply line, you don't want to risk water damage. They can be purchased anywhere that plumbing supplies are sold. Replacing the inlet valve is very simple, but to gain access to the valve, you first want to remove the tank. The first thing that you'll need to do when doing any maintenance work on your toilet is to turn off the water supply. Make sure to pop a bucket or bowl down beside the bowl as well. You're going to need that later. Now flush the toilet continuously until as much water as possible drains from the tank. There's still going to be a little bit of water left at the bottom of the tank that you'll need to remove. To do this, you can either quickly remove it with a wet shop vac, or you can simply soak it up using a sponge. Once all of the water is removed from the tank, you'll need to disconnect the water supply line. For most two-piece toilets, that would mean disconnecting the supply line from the back of the tank at the inlet valve. Because of its design, the supply line is pretty difficult to access from the front of the Somerton tank. So the easiest method is to remove the water supply line from the wall connection and leave the supply line connected to the toilet while removing the tank. Some water will remain in the supply line, so this is where you may want to have that bucket or towel handy to catch the water. Now reach under the tank and unscrew the wing nuts from the two tank bolts. Then simply lift the tank straight up. You can rest the tank on its side, exposing the bottom or base of the tank. The next step you'll need to perform doesn't really have anything to do with the inlet valve. When the tank was first installed onto the bowl, the tank-to-bowl seal compressed, forming a watertight seal between the tank and the bowl. Every time you remove the tank, you'll need to replace this seal. This is because the seal is designed to compress. That used compressed foam seal won't be able to spread out and form a watertight seal a second time, and you're very likely to develop a leak from the tank to the bowl. This wastes a lot of water and can affect your toilet's performance. So you can go ahead now and remove the used tank-to-bowl seal, and we'll replace it before putting the tank back onto the bowl. Now remove the water supply line from the base of the inlet valve. Unscrew the inlet valve nut and lift the valve out of the tank. Your new 1280 inlet valve will come with the three pieces you see on the table and a replacement nut. Unscrew the nut and remove it. Then place the black rubber gasket firmly into the inlet valve. If you're using a braided supply line, you won't need the other two pieces. If you're using a water supply line that requires this hardware, place the smaller hardware into the larger so that the narrower part of the small hardware is facing downward, attached to your water line. Now place the new inlet valve into the hole in the tank. Tighten it on with the nut that's included in the package. Hand tighten and then give it a little 1/2 turn with a wrench. Don't over tighten it, but make sure that the valve is in securely. Now place the tank-to-bowl gasket onto the base of the tank around the outlet valve as we're showing you here. Reconnect the water supply line. Place the tank back onto the bowl, ensuring that the bolts protruding from the tank fit into the corresponding holes and making sure that the water supply line fits into the hole at the side of the bowl. And then tighten the wing nuts back onto the tank bowls, ensuring that they're tightened evenly and that the tank is securely sealed. Now you can reattach the water supply line and turn the water back on. Test the flush to make sure that there are no leaks and the water refills properly into the water line. If you have any questions about this or any Caroma product, please contact our customer service team at 1-800-460-7019. We're open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time, Monday to Friday. Or you can email us at help@sustainablesolutions.com.